right, it is Dom time. Too long absent from the show. State Representative Eamon Brown is with us, and he is involved, Dan, in two big issues, at least two. The ski mask, he was the architect a long time ago of that. More importantly, though, the rest of the media is not on this. We are. There was a Senate bill passed, signed off to by the House, a lot of Democrats, saying that there will be a special prosecutor at the behest of the Attorney General on various crimes within 500 yards of SEPTA property. Let's go to Representative Eamon Brown on Talk Radio 1210. Representative, welcome back. I know how busy you are. Really appreciate you coming on today.
Hey, good afternoon. What's going on, y'all?
Well, first, the ski mask. I don't know if you were taking the victory parade. We know that some people on city council were, but you were the guy that came up with this. Even during the mayor's race, you went back to it again and again and again. It's happened. How does that feel now? How does it feel that it's actually become law in Philadelphia?
Man, it feels great, and I'm happy that people were paying attention. And I'm not big on, like, I don't have to be the guy with their name on the bill. I just want it done. That's why I didn't go public and none of that. I'm just happy that it's a thing and it's real. Now we have to invest a lot of time and finances into making sure it gets enforced. So that's going to be supporting our cops, making sure they're comfortable enough and they're protected to do their job.
Absolutely.
So I've been saying this since day one. If you're wearing a ski mask, you're welcoming law enforcement in your space. There's no need for it.
Yeah, like, you seem to have a kindred spirit too, and the young guy Phillips, who really drove this through city council. We had him on, Eamon, and he was unapologetic about supporting the police in the various things they do every day, aside from the bad apple type of stuff. Now,
listen, man,
go ahead.
I called him early on. I said, listen, stay at it. They're going to come after you. Stay focused. You know what your community needs. You know it. Stay with that. Stay with the people. You'll be fine. Now, when you got it done, I called them and said, great work, bro.
Now, maybe the bigger thing, though, and the media is not covering it. I know it was like a midnight, 10 o'clock. You guys in Harrisburg passed some spending bills, but included, and Josh Shapiro signed it. The House,
yes, he did.
The House passed this now with a lot of Democrats. So you weren't out there alone. Nielsen, Pat Gallagher locally. Tell us your understanding of this, because there's a lot of back and forth. As I understand it, the Attorney General now will have a lot of power to put a special prosecutor in when Krasner will not prosecute, does his usual nonsense, Eamon, within 500 yards of SEPTA property. That's going to be a good amount of the city.
Yeah, man, it's a great piece. I'm very appreciative to the teamwork. It was Democrats and Republicans who got it done. Even some who voted no, they was for it, right? So at the end of the day, the bill got done, and the media, they're trying to talk about it, but I haven't been taking the calls and none of that. But you guys are like family. I said, let me jump on. But look, this is something that we need. You know what's going on in the city of Philadelphia. Anytime when, say, 1 out of 2 cops I talk to, they explain to me that when we're arresting somebody over and over again, we're putting them in the back of the car. They're saying that, I'll be right back out, right? This ain't gonna do nothing, right? This ain't gonna stick, right? Like I can only imagine
how
deflating that is.
Yeah.
So then fast forward to this very morning. I open up my state office, 40th and Market. Woman comes in crying with her 2 kids in a shared stroller. She said, I had nowhere else to go. There was a guy following me on the train. Wow. And I got off this stop because I was very uncomfortable and I was afraid. I couldn't call the cops. Ain't no cops there. She said there was a security person underground, mind you, a regular security guard, filling in for the SEPTA cops that are not there right now, early this morning. And they said, well, ma'am, just go upstairs. And then she comes up from the train tracks from underground. Voila, my office is right there. She comes in And she says, this man is following me. He was coming up the steps behind me. Mind you, on SEPTA again.
Wow.
You know, so people feel like it's okay to follow, harass, stab, shoot, rape, all on public transportation. Because it's like, all right, ain't nothing going to happen to me. And it's cameras. There's cameras everywhere. And they're still committing these violent crimes. It is not okay. We got a decent piece of legislation done. And trust me, it's only the beginning. So,
Excellent. Excellent. Well, you know what? That's a God wink, a hand to God that she gets off right near Eamon Brown's office. You know, come on now. That's not happenstance.
She's still in the office right now.
Wow. My God.
With her kids. She's petrified to go outside.
I hate to ask this next question, but, you know, I answered to my producer here, sort of, Dan. He wants to know the most important thing with these two big things with you today. Of all stuff, this is what he thinks of. Where did you vote on the Taylor Swift recognition vote?
Listen, I voted for it because Taylor Swift, she ain't writing no song about me.
Well, give it time.
I voted for it.
Well, you're a married guy. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, give it time. You know, there might be an angle there that we would not pursue that, though. We would pretend we never heard that if there's any trouble there. You know that.
Listen, man, I was like, I better vote for this because she's going to be like, all right, you know, they're going to point me out. The one black man from West Philly is anti-Taylor Swift. And all her Swifties are not going to vote for me.
Oh, my God.
Next thing these songs are about Representative
That means
Brown.
you're looking down the road, then, at something else here. We're so thrilled to have you back. We get you in studio, you know, when things settle down. The voucher thing now, Shapiro signed off on this with Krasner. What happens on that? Do you have a sense?
Yeah, he signed that thing quick, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah.
I was like, geez, I think he signed it 3 times.
Well, and it's your sense, Eamon, that the Attorney General, who's his person, will follow through on this in at least some cases. I mean, the Attorney General, you guys already gave him the power. Craig Williams said this. In some cases, Shapiro could have jumped into Philadelphia violent crime, and he didn't do it. But this now really gives the current Attorney General a lot of latitude to step in.
And the potential incoming Attorney General. You know, like I said, look, just because someone voted against it doesn't mean that they don't support it. But there was a lot of deal making going on, and some people had to go a certain way,
right?
Because the numbers needed to look a certain way, right? I had to do what I had to do. I was up there trying to get it done. I was pushing it when it was in the last session. We couldn't we got it done, but then it got vetoed by Governor Wolf. And then our new governor signed it in a heartbeat. So kudos to Governor Josh Shapiro. He's standing on the business that he said he would. We're getting things done in a bipartisan manner, and that's how we should move in Pennsylvania. And just because we disagree on one thing, don't mean that we can't work together on other big issues.
Yeah, but you know what? It still comes back to a Philadelphia Democrat, African-American Democrat, you being on this. I know Nielsen did it, Pat Gallagher, and a lot of Democrats in other parts of the state. So you really helped to lead the charge in protecting me, my family, Dan, his family, and everybody listening now. And I hope there's no political cost. You seem to be indicating more people are getting this about Krasner.
Man, more and more people, you know, I like to call it, they're woke now. There's that word, woke. So people are waking up, man. But it's the opposite. It's the opposite direction. It's like, all right, well, was I being fooled? Right?
Yeah.
And people are like, all right, well, you know, we tried this way. The experiment is over. They're experimenting on Black communities and poor communities. Those days are over. People are like, all right, we gave you a shot. Ain't nothing changing.
No,
we gave you a shot.
I like what you said there too. That's exactly what this is, and why some of these progressive white people in Northern Liberties are turned on. They like experiment. We're experimenting with lives. I live in Germantown. You're in West Philly. We're experimenting with people's lives.
Yep. It's crazy, man. But so, you know, like I said, the bill got done. It's something that the city needs, and you have surrounding counties or surrounding districts all outside of Philadelphia. They voted for it because guess what? Their constituents use SEPTA to get to work into Center City.
Yes.
Right. So this was bigger than a Philadelphia thing. This ain't just Philly.
Right.
Because you got constituents all Montgomery County, Bucks County. They take regional rail straight to 30th Street Station or wherever it goes, and they jump on the L and the sub. You know, so
exactly. Well, Eamon, I can tell you're in the middle of the action out there. Do want to see you before the holidays, if possible, in studio. Maybe we can do an hour with you. People really
I would love
admire
that.
you.
Let's do it soon.
All right, we will do it soon. If not, Merry Christmas. But we're going to keep on. You know, we're dog it. I don't know how many text messages today.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. Dan apologizes, but
no, man.
Like an annoying ex.
I just want to debate you.
Man,
I want to debate you
not.
on that Taylor Swift vote, though. I still come back to that. That's a little bit off.
Man, you ain't getting me canceled.
All right. Thanks, Eamon. Thank you. Thanks,
man.
Take care. All right. Kudos to Dan. Well, to me, too. I'm doing a show at Channel 6 over there, texting him during that. But Dan has been tracking him down the last 20 minutes in the middle of a lot. Do you know the impact of this?
I feel bad.
I was unsure. I thought the Senate passed it, but for some reason, I didn't see the House vote. Matt O'Donnell, tip of the hat to him of Channel 6, told me, did you see this? And were we reading it the right way? It was late on Wednesday night. Boy, the Inquirer doesn't have that in headline form. You know what this means? That's 5 football fields, anywhere within 5 football fields of what's being deemed SEPTA property. People are drawing up maps now.
It's not like the whole city.
I don't know if it is or not. That might be a little bit of an overstatement, but it's a lot. It's a lot, Dan. Just think of the subway line, the L, and things of that nature. Those are all SEPTA property, without a doubt.
So you had a crazy morning going all over the place, filming some TV and all, but I sent you. Do you see Kreisner responded to this?
I have the, yes, he calls it, you know what he's playing into? Anti-Trump stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's great. That's what he's playing in. Democracy is at stake here. You voted for me. And now they're stealing it away.
There it is.
He's not saying, though, a bunch of white guys or people. You heard what Eamon Brown said, and we're going to track each vote. Dan, particularly these suburban.
Oh, no, he brings race into it.
Yeah, what did he say?
I know it's Sharif Street that says it's convoluted, poorly drafted, and disparately impacts the only majority black and brown county in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we're going to see about that. And you heard what Eamon said. Let's follow the cookie crumbs, and that is this includes a lot of suburban Democrats, apparently. So, Dan, if you happen to see, I want to read them at some point today on the air. Who voted for this? Who voted against it? And if you're out there in the suburbs, and I don't think any Republicans voted against it, but I'm a little unclear on that. If there are, well, they'll be getting a lot of phone calls.
I do like how graphic his response is. It says, the premise of Act 40 is a lie, just like the lasagna of lies MAGA Republicans have been spewing.
Wait a minute. All right, Dan, get my lawyer on the phone. That's anti-Italian stuff.
Is that a shot at you, Dom?
That's a shot at me.
Yeah.
It's a shot at lasagna. It's a shot of every Italian listening. South Philly, he just took a shot at you.
That's not fun.
This guy doesn't know lasagna. What's he know about lasagna?
Wow.
The lasagna.
Bringing lasagna into it,
Yeah,
Kraz.
well, why lasagna? Is that the first thing? Hey, put lasagna.
The lasagna of lies.
Yeah, I hate the Italians anyhow. Let's put lasagna in there. All right, 855-839-12. Next will be attacking the Tarantella. It's a Tarantella of lies.
The rest of the crap he says really doesn't matter. So that's all he needs. Just
all
the lasagna of lies.
We want to get your reaction. This is a big day. Does this indicate that the Senate has an appetite to do a trial? And some Democrats stand based on this vote.
For lasagna?
Yes. I'll bring lasagna up there if they do. Ro makes a good lasagna.
If they have that appetite.
All right, there you go. Does this indicate some Democrats in the Senate, Dan, would vote to kick him out of office? I think it does. Can you imagine? We may be seeing the end game here. What a Christmas present. Oh, my goodness. And you heard Eamon Brown exclusively here on Talk Radio 1210. We're so proud to bring you stuff like that. Coming up, we'll take your calls. I'll give you the side question. And we're going to talk with Greg Jarrett. Want to get his breakdown legally from Fox News on both Hunter Biden, what happens next, and President Trump in the January 6th case that's going on now. But calls today. This is a breakthrough. Thanks to Eamon Brown and others here on Talk Radio 1210. Let me tell you about FanDuel. This holiday season, all your wishes are coming true on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line. That's $150 if your team wins. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads, player props, and it's so easy to get involved. I really like the FanDuel app. If you're thinking about joining FanDuel, no better time to get in on the action. Visit FanDuel.com/Dom, FanDuel.com/Dom. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
And stock options. Did you also know that we teach things about tax savings, estate planning, and business coaching as well? We teach things about money I bet you never knew. At Investor Schooling, we teach from the perspective of true experience. If you want to see what our students think about Investor Schooling, please check out the over 160 5-star Google reviews. To find out more about how you can change your financial life, go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday at 7 p.m. Attend that class and see for yourself what investor schooling is all about. Go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. We can't wait to see you this Thursday.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
Fly me to the moon.
All right, Tom Giordano's show. Welcome in, everyone. It's always a thrill to get Greg Jarrett of Fox News Channel on with us to break down. We got two big things going on, Hunter Biden, but also the interesting thing that's happened with President Trump's trial, the one that Jack Smith wants to ram through there and put him in jail before the election. Greg is the author of his current book, The Constitution of the United States and Other Patriotic Documents. Greg joins us here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Greg, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, Dom, always my pleasure. Thanks.
Well, let's start with the Constitution. We're at the Supreme Court level. I guess that's good. We've kind of jumped over the appellate court here, which is never good. What's your sense of how this goes, particularly with that other defendant now getting the full treatment on this claim he didn't violate certifying an official act, something of that nature, that seemingly would help Trump?
That's right. The Supreme Court has decided to take these J6 cases that are challenging. The defendants are challenging that they obstructed an official proceedings. Well, that's one of the charges against Donald Trump. So if the Supreme Court decides, wait a minute, what happened on January 6th didn't really fall under that category, that dramatically affects Jack Smith's case against Donald Trump. And then the other thing that's happening is Smith wants to challenge all the way to the Supreme Court, jumping the middle D.C. Circuit Court, the Trump defense in his Washington, D.C. case of governmental immunity. You know, if the president, in offering legal challenges to the election, was simply carrying out his faithful duties to enforce the law, which includes free and fair elections devoid of fraud or election vote counting irregularities, that's a governmental action. He's got complete, absolute immunity. And so it's uncertain to me if the Supreme Court will actually take that case. They generally don't like it when somebody tries to skip the intermediate court, but this could be an exceptional case, so we'll wait and see.
Hunter Biden, now, the other day, again, doesn't seem to be coordinated with the White House because he moved the goalpost and he said that the president, Joe Biden, was not financially involved with him in all these enterprises. What happens next with Hunter Biden? What's your guess?
Well, it's amazing how they've now changed the story 3 times. At first, it was Joe knew nothing about his son's business deals, never spoke to him about it. When that became an obvious lie, then they switched to, well, Joe wasn't involved in his son's overseas dealings. When evidence was uncovered that that's untrue, now they're saying, well, he wasn't financially connected, whatever that means. That may mean that, okay, Joe was involved, he helped, he aided and abetted, but he didn't financially receive money into his own bank account. That's irrelevant. The law says if a public official uses his office to confer benefits, promises of influence, or selling access in exchange for money to, and I'm quoting here from the statute, other persons or entities instead of the public office holder, that's still a crime of bribery. And bribery, as you know, Dom, is an impeachable offense. The media would have you believe no crimes committed by Joe unless money goes into his bank account. That's simply untrue. They're lying to the American public when they try to peddle that stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think this was a very, very big week here. What's your sense on the Trump trials then? Looking at this both politically, legally, it would seem that a lot of these won't come off until we're really maybe past the nomination even.
Yeah, I think many people consider the indictments against Donald Trump as pretty blatant election interference by Democrats and Democrat prosecutors. They waited more than 2 years to bring the indictments. And they timed it so that trials would occur during the primary season, the run-up to the election. And, people are pretty smart. They see it for what it is, which is why with every indictment, Donald Trump's support has only gone up. His fundraising has increased. You juxtapose that with what's happening to Joe Biden and the protection racket that for so long was operating to try to suppress any information about his involvement in his son's influence peddling schemes. That 70% of Americans, according to an Associated Press poll, think Joe Biden did something illegal or unethical. They think that because the allegations that they've seen against Joe Biden are serious and credible. There's compelling evidence of impeachable conduct by the president, aiding and abetting the corrupt schemes. He was on the phone with Hunter's clients more than 20 times, met personally with his overseas partners, attended closely guarded meetings. That makes him an accessory to bribery and influence peddling corrupt acts.
Without a doubt. Greg, congratulations, too, on the current book, The Constitution of the United States and Other Patriotic Documents. Last time you were on, you explained how you swerved into this. Give us your thought process and what we'll find in the book.
Well, it's a tribute to the many patriots who made America great. We're a beacon of hope for liberty, prosperity, justice throughout the world. And so I spent 2 years in archives and libraries gathering together and putting together 65 of our nation's most important documents, speeches, letters, addresses over more than 200 years. And these changed the course of history. They are inspiring words and galvanizing ideas that shaped America, our aspirations, our ideals, and our virtues. And at a time when, so many are cutting down America and education criticizes America, I think, we need a rekindling of the American spirit by revisiting these inspiring words of our greatest patriots.
I would agree. University of Pennsylvania, let's send a dozen over there, Dan, of Greg Jarrett's book. Harvard, let's send, 5,000 of them if we can over there. Hey, Greg, thank you so much. Thanks for the insight as always. Congratulations on the book.
Dom, thanks so much. Take care.
All right, Greg Jarrett here on Talk Radio 1210. We'll start to take your calls. Let me give you the side question. 855-839-1210. You get in. You heard the breaking news from Eamon Brown, one of the architects of it. The Krasner news, within 500 yards of SEPTA property. Dan, I was telling him out there, the taping of Channel 6, I expect to see maps up and everything else of what that would entail. I don't know if it entails most of Philadelphia. And you heard what Eamon said. A lot of Democrats in the suburbs voted for this. Why? Because Krasner land has come to the suburbs. We're going to start calling the show. By the way, you can hit me on Twitter. I'm not sure if Dan's on board. I think you are. Ro is not, though. She thinks Krasner land is kind of like MAGA. I think Krasner world gives it more of its importance of how far it's gone. Dan, do you have any commentary?
Sorry, I was writing something. Yeah. What did you just say?
I said, I got a debate going on here. Should it be Krasner land, which is great, or I want to redub it Krasner world?
Well, I feel it's kind of a new era.
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah.
So, when Walt Disney wanted to advance, the land into something new, it became the world.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense to go Krasner.
Yeah, let us know on Twitter at DomShow1210. Krasner land has been just unbelievable. The shirts, the whole thing associated with, but we can reprint the Krasner world.
We have so many of the shirts out there.
Oh, we do. I thought they were flying out of here. Yeah. All right. Well, I might keep it for just a little bit until we deal with that and Greg Stocker. All right. It's 855-839-1210. Side question. Around this date in history, Dan, and I remember this, I think it was a Chicago White Sox game. They had the idea to bring a crowd in because they were going to burn disco records, because disco was hated at one point. When I was still teaching, there were a small number of kids who were the disco kids. They would band together because the others were all over them.
There was like a clique of disco kids?
Yes.
Did they have like afros when they were wearing like the bell bottoms and
not quite
the white
that.
leisure suits?
It was mainly the females that were into disco.
Oh, okay.
And the mockery, though.
Wait, were guys into disco?
A few. Yeah, Italian at the place, with the hair.
Oh, the
back.
Italians,
exactly.
Like the Travolta types.
But it was mainly, it was mainly females. And no, they were only about 10%, 15% when I was still there of those. And the others would just be on them all the time. So, So they burn the disco records. It gets out of control. People go nuts at a White Sox game, I think it was. So we're looking for some fashion thing, not just disco, not just 70s, that you think, you'd like to see make a comeback.
Well, can we expand it to outside of just fashion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so just anything that you'd love to see make a comeback.
Yes.
Anything from
okay.
the past that you'd love to see make a
Yeah,
comeback?
make a comeback. Yes.
Great.
All right. So I did fashion, so I'll start with that. I'll give you the others later. I think the rust-colored leisure suit. I was looking for it this morning.
That's specific.
Yeah, I don't think I still have it. And of course, I think the next event that we do, I got to bring back the chain. The chain has to
the
make a
gold
comeback.
It's still around. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Nick Castellanos. He rocks the chain.
Yeah, that's right. I think the chain is never going to go out of style.
Do you still wear your chain?
I don't, but
Oh,
I'm
you
thinking
don't.
of
That's something recent.
yeah.
I remember you showing it one time on the.
That's true. I
string.
wore it at Mulligan's, for something. But I'm thinking of bringing the chain back if there's enough demand for it.
Now, are we talking like the big chains?
No.
Are we having like a Domsha medallion?
No. Oh, that would be interesting.
Like some bling bling.
I did have one of those, but it was more of a subtle chain, and I had both gold.
Wait, you
and,
had some bling? Domsha bling?
Gold and silver. No,
Ooh.
yeah. Rose listening. She's going to a store. That's the last Christmas present.
Call it up the jewelers now.
Yeah, exactly. How about you?
I'm going to go outside of fashion. The first thing I thought of was you don't see it anymore. My nephews do it, and it's great because they live in a neighborhood that is conducive to it. But I just moved into a new neighborhood. I don't see it, and I'd love to see it. It's kids playing outside.
That's pretty good. Okay.
And one more thing. This is a very personal one, but I think there's a lot of people that can relate. I had my nephews over recently, and all we wanted to do was just sit down and play video games, like it was back in the N64 days where we could sit with each other and have. There are no good games for local multiplayer. That means sitting in the same room with controllers.
Oh my God!
Oh no, it's a big deal, Dom. I miss those days where you can just sit down with your friends in the same room and play a fighting game or something. It's not the same anymore.
The wonder, a sign of the fall of society here. Okay.
How about video games that you could actually play, like pinball? I'd like to see that come back.
Oh, like physical
video games.
I know there's going to be a big demand for
everything
you guys.
in the arcade now is like LED based. You're right.
Guys around the Delaware Valley are getting their rust-colored leisure suits out right now.
All right. You know what I mean? Because I was out there the other day. Watch the hair.
855-839-1210.
I want hard to get my hair like this.
855-839-1210. All right, rescue me. How did I ever get into this topic? All right, let me tell you about Captain Chucky's, something that's never going to go away. The holidays are here. Get that table ready. Captain Chucky's can help. Captain Chucky's brand new product. This is a staple for the holidays. The Philly Famous Clams Casino, mouth-watering addition to your table. Ask your local Captain Chucky's for availability. Now's the time, too, to get all those wonderful side items Chucky has each and every day. Stuffed mushrooms, homemade side dishes and salads, anything for your holiday table. Captain Chucky's always has several choices of breaded, non-breaded crab cakes, literally a crab cake for everybody. Dessert, soup, sides, appetizers. My personal favorite, the Dom Roll. And they use only the highest quality ingredients. Air Golf Shrimp, a huge hit, always wild caught, never farm raised. Get those orders in now. Visit one of Captain Chucky's locations everywhere. See the crew in Newtown Square, Westtown Farm Market, Mullica Hill Farm Market, Jason and Bridget Latier in Jameson, Tony and Jamie Parson in Cinnamenson, the Vogelsang family in Runnymede, New Jersey. In Ocean City, it's Chris and Donna Ryan, and Seattle, the McCann family. Seattle and Ocean City open Fridays and Saturdays, noon till 5. Congrats to Sam Cancelleri, Irish Mike McGarry. The Medford location is now open in Northeast Philadelphia. It's open at the Home Circle, and that's the Graziani family. Remember the website, though, welovecrabcakes.com. And check out, if you're going to the Jersey Shore, Captain Chucky's at theshore.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Here's how to give her the best holiday gift by Pajamagram. Soft and silky, naturally nude pajamas are luxurious with a next to nothing feel. Better than lingerie, designed to make her feel amazing and drive you wild, guys. Right now, when you shop Naturally Nude Pajamas, you're going to get a free Naturally Nude nightie. That's $75 of savings on a deluxe 2-in-1 gift you both are guaranteed to love. If you're ready to win the holidays, do it right now before it sells out. They sell it every year. Head to pajamagram.com and shop Naturally Nude.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. You know, for years I've been talking about the great work my friends Stephanie and Matt and the entire team at Emmons have done for me and my home. Well, now Emmons can bring that same quality of work to all of your kitchen and bathroom remodeling needs. Emmons Roofing has really become the one-stop shop for all your roofing, siding, windows, solar, and now baths and kitchens. Trust the team at Emmons just like we did. They remodeled our kitchen and our bathroom in our former house, and we were so happy with the work they did. If you have a property at the shore, have the team at Emmons come out and take a look look at the roof now. Small winter leaks can lead to big costly repairs when the warm weather hits. So call 856-556-3229. Call today for a free estimate online at emmonsroofing.com or visit the Emmons Design showroom in Cherry Hill. That's emmonsroofing.com. Be sure to tell them I sent you. Remember, for 6 years, I've been using Emmons on every project in my home. Excellent results, outstanding people. emmonsroofing.com.
Are you concerned about your child struggling in school? Do they need more of a challenge? Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2 to 1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social, and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Hey, it's Toby from Wendy's. Picture a Baconator. The 6 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, the hot and juicy beef, the pretzel bun. Wait, pretzel bun? A pretzel Baconator. And it's only here for a limited time? And right now you can get $3 off mobile orders of $15 or more with the offer in the Wendy's app? This changes everything. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new Pretzel Baconator.
Limited time only. Or participating U.S. Wendy's. $15 minimum required before taxes and fees. Account registration required.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Everyone on your list is going to be happy this year if you take my advice and do what I do and let Omaha Steaks bring the happiness and take the guesswork out of gifting. Shop their carefully curated gift packages guaranteed to make spirits bright all winter long. Just go to omahasteaks.com. Save 50% off site-wide. Plus, when you use promo code Zioli at checkout, you get an additional $30 off your order. That's right. Send tender, juicy, butcher's cut filet mignons, mouth-watering burgers, gourmet jumbo franks, or even easy-to-prepare meals that are ready in a flash. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless. The happiness is endless. But this offer won't last long. Omaha Steaks is ready to ship your order right away, so avoid the holiday rush and do it today. omahasteaks.com. Use promo code Zioli at checkout. Minimum order may be required. This is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. I do this every year, and everyone always says thank you, and they never returned it. omahasteaks.com, promo code Zioli.
Don't let them silence you. Follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Lasagna. Friday, everyone. Welcome in. Just a couple quick things, then we'll take your calls. 855-839-1210. I said leading off today that this mob, right? You got to understand, this is their fun. These people that shut down the bridge and shut down the Schuylkill Expressway yesterday, headed west at Spring Garden. The police, look, they're following orders, but, next time we have Sherelle Parker on, you have no right to say, we're going to give them a half hour. You know what? You sit in traffic for hours. That's what this did yesterday. Every time this happens, it sets me off. They're having their fun. They're in and out of jail. They did it over at 30th Street Station. So here's my challenge to the progressive rabbis and this progressive Jewish group. Mainly, they were the people doing this, wanting to feel so good about themselves. Do it at an Eagles game, Dan. Do it down in South Philly. Let's see what happens. What do you think would happen? Now, I'll tell you what happened in L.A. People got out of their cars when they blocked the freeway, and they started battling with them. What kind of a pattern is this? If Philadelphia police believe you have a right, you know how dangerous this is? How about moms trying to get to their kids, getting home from school? We don't have to give excuses. It's false imprisonment. You have no right to do it. And it's not just the sanctity. I think I sent a cut to you of what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it 9? Is that the better one? Or
yeah, it's 9. Yeah, it starts with a little audio of the protesters themselves, but then it speaks with one of the protesters.
Yeah. And the question I have is, what gives them a right to block us? How do you get that right? Is it a certain number of people? Is it a left-wing propaganda? If those were Trump people out there doing this, what do you think would happen in a place like Philadelphia? All right, here's some of the protesters yesterday.
This year, what Hanukkah looks like is demanding to let Gaza live. Say it with me. Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live!
I believe that it is inconvenient to have highways blocked. I've driven on 76 many times, and we need to be inconvenienced to wake up and see what's happening. And it felt so important to us, to me, that we be here to say to everyone who is driving today who had their traffic slowed, pay attention, because every day there are more and more and more people being killed in Gaza, and we're determined to stand up and say stop. There must be a ceasefire immediately.
We honor the memories of every Palestinian and Israeli who has been killed. We know that each life is precious.
Yeah, I doubt that, Dan. Do you think, as some people see it, the number of babies being aborted every day, some of them very late term, if Mark Houck and all, suppose Mark Houck were out there, Philadelphia City, blocking with people that, not that he does that at abortion clinics, but let's say he decided to do that. Would they be, wow, these people are really you have every right to be inconvenienced. How about the fact, when does it end? How about the idea that we do it every day of the week? There's some issue, the whales, we're going to block traffic today. How many days do you think we get away with that before they say, no, we're locking all of you up the first hint of this, and you're not getting out. You're going to get a stiff sentence this time. You think Larry Krasner would want to hear about the whales and the babies? I don't think so. No, it's just favorite causes. And in this case, it's anti-Israel again by people who are Jewish and rabbis. And just the nerve of that woman. They have the right. You have to pay attention to them. You have freedom of speech, but you don't have the right to make me have to listen to it. And by stopping me, and Dan, I was getting on the drive yesterday right around this. And I'm thinking, what's going on? Maybe I ought to take the expressway, which I almost never do.
What time was this around?
Right after we were done. So about 3:33, 3:34. Yeah. And I see the bicycle cops and I see flashing lights over by the art museum. So my thought is they've stormed the art museum, or they're holding the Rocky statue hostage.
Oh, no, not Rocky.
That's going to get them in big trouble.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. Here, behind the art museum, they jumped down the bridge and the whole thing there. They blocked both the bridge and they blocked the highway.
So they were right here? Right,
no,
on the other side of the building.
Spring Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, that way. Yeah. Yeah, you got to go
They're
up
on
the
70.
drive.
Weren't they 76 at like the 30th Street station exit at one point too?
I didn't see that. It was Spring Garden because they blocked the one bridge over there.
I was wondering why, for once in my life, I had an easy merge going on to 76 from Walnut Street. And
that's why, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't a half hour. Once you block it and it stops, it's all bollocksed up and it goes on forever. What gives them the belief and the right? Well, I know what does. They just believe that they're going to continue to do this. Now, boy, I'm way over time. What the heck's going on?
What's going to happen when someone dies in an ambulance?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Christie thought he had the right to block people on a bridge. You don't have the right. All right. Big 1 o'clock hour coming up here on Talk Radio 1210.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, we have started a huge renovation. Take our already incredibly generous offers and add an additional $1,000 off all new Volvos, plus owner loyalty, plus up to $2,000 when financing or leasing with Volvo cars, plus $7,500 lease rebate on all plug-in Volvos. This is a fabulous time to purchase from Cherry Hill Volvo. This month's offers are incredible, and we must make space for all the construction vehicles. Visit us now.
Hey, show the camera. Well, treating yourself this holiday season, why not treat your car as well by scheduling an appointment for your car at United Tire? From new tires to oil changes to state inspections and everything in between, the highly skilled technicians at United Tire are happy to work around your schedule to do whatever your car needs, no matter the make or model. So get your new year in gear and treat your car to some special guests from your locally owned United Tire. You can also visit UnitedTire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it's Dom time. Big show today. We'll talk to our TV guy, Neil Zorn, coming up. A lot of great end of the year stuff with that. We'll talk with Ray Didinger at 2:30 about the Eagles and a couple of other things. Always good to catch up with him. We got the side question going. Love to get your response. Eamon Brown coming on exclusively, the representative we love, who voted along with a couple of other Democrats from the city. But a lot of Democrats, and Dan, if that's available anywhere, I didn't see the breakdown of the vote. I didn't Google it yet, of who voted to say that the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, it's law now, can appoint a special prosecutor when there's something Krasner doesn't enforce if it happens within 500 yards, 5 football fields of SEPTA property. Now, we're not sure. You know, some people, I think, have gone a little bit overboard. That would mean the whole city. It means a wide swath of the city now is going to be protected potentially. They signed off to get this spending bill done. And a lot of Democrats, I think it was 159 to 44 was the vote in the House. You have to understand there are, 101. It's a tie, or they had a one-person lead until the person quit. So that's 202. Yeah, that's about right. That a lot of Democrats, maybe 50 or 60 of them, signed off to say, we're tired of Larry Krasner, and we're giving the power to the Attorney General to enforce the law that he won't enforce. Now, is she going to do it? We'll see. She's a protege of Josh Shapiro, who signed the bill. This is big-time stuff happening here. People finally had enough of Larry Krasner. And his response is to say democracy is being taken away, right away, to throw race into it. So it's stunning to hear Eamon Brown tell us how many people were involved that were Democrats. You have something?
Yeah, if you missed that, at Dom Show 1210, it's up there
Yeah.
right now. You can listen to the full podcast, a full interview. So during the breaks, maybe.
Yeah,
or just
exclusive.
Wait till after 7, after Rich.
Yeah, exclusive with Eamon Brown. He told us the media is trying to get him, but we got him. So I'll try to give some of the names of these Democrats. I'm trying to think of the suburban Democrats, but I want to tell you the ones, if you're out there in the suburbs, that voted against you. They're voting against their safety, your safety, whether they're Democrat or Republican, because they're protecting Larry Krasner. A great number of them voted against Krasner, the Democrat. This is quite a Christmas present. All right, we got the side question. Something you'd like to see brought back. I mean, I did it in the main of fashion because of the disco thing, but it could be anything. You're going to have some fun with that. But hearing Eamon Brown again, it felt very good, particularly that this issue somehow miraculously went through. I think Kevin Boyle, Dan, of the Boyles up there in Northeast Philadelphia, voted for it. I think. So this is remarkable stuff. I'll have to check the Montgomery County, Bucks County, Democrats, Chester, Delaware County. Did any of them out there vote for it? If they did, they're voting for their constituents who may take, trains into the city, and or they're voting to keep Krasner under fire because he's damaging the suburbs, and they're finally getting that. Let's go to Mike and Ambler. Mike, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Mike, afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dom. How you guys doing? Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, Mike.
A couple things. First, you guys, Dan had mentioned something about a fill the bus thing for Toys for Tots, and I'm trying to get those details. My wife and I usually go to a party this time of year, but the people who have the party and take the toys have moved to Florida. They got out of the rat skeller down there.
All right.
So,
well, it's easy for you. You're an Ambler. This is happening at Gallows, which is right off Roosevelt Boulevard.
Yeah, 8101 East Roosevelt.
And it's in the back. They have the Italian restaurant in the front. Well, it's seafood. And in the back, the burger place. It's in the back. They're filling the Eagles bus.
From 1 to 6.
From 1 to 6 on Sunday?
Yep, 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
So another thing. So the thing I miss is the old in television football. Dan, to your point, this is pre-Madden. The great thing about the video game in television football was if I was losing, I had 5 brothers, so we used to play all the time. And whenever I was losing, I knew how to bump the table to reset the game so it would go away. So I literally never lost in television football.
I admire
because
that.
I was able to bump the table.
I had my systems on a switch on the wall. So when, I would get angry and want to rage quit against the friends, I would just go hit the switch and it would automatically turn off the consoles. And wasn't fun to play with, I got to say, Mike. It sounds like you might be the same way.
Nicely played. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for doing that, too. Yeah, Gallows on Sunday. Great spot, Jim, over there. And Anne-Marie, too. And, we're talking about inflation with that, and a lot of people don't have toys. I've read some of this guy's stuff, Dan. He's an elitist. He writes for the New Yorker. Nothing wrong with writing for the New Yorker. It just seems a lot of them are just elitists. His name is Jonathan Chait. He on Twitter started this narrative that any number of blue checkers on Twitter are buying into. They're mocking people. Mocking us, complaining about inflation.
Wait, you're a blue check.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not mocking. I called him a clown, so he hasn't responded yet. Yes. How much do clowns cost, Mr. Che? Here's what he wrote. Here's the tactic. He wrote, I ordered 2 filet mignons, duck l'orange, and baked Alaska, and Wolfgang Puck coming to my house to prepare the meal, and a few kilos of cocaine to amp us up while he cooked. Hunter Biden coming over?
Yeah, right.
My God, it was not cheap. Not at all. I can see why voters are angry at Biden.
First of all, I just don't get it. It's supposed to be a joke?
Yes.
It's over my head.
No, he's mocking the inflation. He's mocking us complaining about inflation. That's what it's about. And there were several of these others that did the same thing. They picked up on it, and they're saying, I ordered a kilo of this, that, and the other.
So he's saying that we're complaining about first world problems, essentially?
Yes. Yeah, that's
so
it.
Should we start focusing on wheat and barley instead? The prices of wheat and barley?
Yeah. I mean, this is, but if it were just him suddenly doing this, there was a whole pattern on Twitter for quite a number of hours in which they're going down that path. That's exactly what's happening here. So, how many different, and today Bob Casey's holding a panel with an economist and a religious figure to attack greedflation today, saying it's corporate America we have to attack.
Is it greedflation or shrinkflation?
He was doing greedflation today. He's already proven shrinkflation.
Oh, okay.
Now he's doing the greedflation.
Oh, so they're two separate things. It's not interchangeable terms.
Yeah, and today he actually had a panel now.
Casey on it.
Panel discussion, religious figure, alleged, and he also brought in an alleged economist to tell us it's corporate America.
How about that 90-year-old that lived on the farm who couldn't vote?
Yes, that's it. The farmer. Yeah, the drop boxes. So you could say, is this all? Well, what would you do if they were them? At least I give Casey credit. He's trying. But this guy, this elitist, telling middle-class people, even people who are saying that's where the Toys for Tots thing comes in. Would he mock that? That people are saying, well, I don't have enough to get toys for my kids? Would he do mockery around that? Yes, he would. That's what it's about. They're going to say anything they want. The economy's great for them. It is true. The stock market's doing very well. 401k, I look at mine every day. But people cannot afford. Dan, I saw yesterday, just what did I get for? Just windshield fluid, right? And it's a big, I guess it's a gallon, $12.95. And it was sort of a mini sale. That's not right. I think that used to cost about $8. I'm pretty sure it did. Now, I always water it down even in the winter, but this time I'm going to water this down like, it's an expensive drink. My God, $12.95. I couldn't believe it when it rang up. I mean, I had to get it, but I guess John didn't say it. Oh, this guy can't, he's counting out his blueberries and worrying about windshield wiper fluid.
What would be the answer to the question if you were just to ask Bob Casey what happened within the past 3 years that these CEOs got super greedy and started doing this? Like, what would his answer be?
He would say they're taking advantage of what was a momentary blip because his release says, well, inflation has gone down.
And what is it? He blames the pandemic? Is that like...
No, he would say they're doing it because what was the original cause of the inflation?
Yeah, like it's happened astronomically in the past couple of years.
He would say that. Then he said they take advantage of the momentary because of
like,
COVID.
Does he think that like CEOs are trying to get back at Biden for getting elected or something?
No, they're greedy. They're just.
But they're more greedy under Biden than they were Trump?
Well, they have the excuse because it went up because of COVID. So under the cover of that, they're going wild. Yeah. That's what he would do.
God, mental gymnastics 101.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, here are the phone calls. I'm coming to your calls here, too. 855-839-1210, AT&T, and Verizon Wireless. All you have to do is just push pound 1210.
It's the Saturday Night Free-for-All. Starting at 7 p.m., Talk Radio 1210 WPHT is live and local with Michael Pelka from 7 to 10 p.m.
Idiots are everywhere. You can't swing a cat without hitting an idiot these days. And I'm not endorsing cat swinging.
And Jimmy Fallon, 10 to midnight.
We have a White House where someone is capable of getting anthrax inside and wouldn't be capable of finding out who committed the crime.
The Saturday Night Free-for-All. Listen this weekend. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, this is Ray Didinger. I had the opportunity to open the new Joe Conklin show. It was sensational. It includes all the impressions, Iverson, Merrill and Mike, Barkley. There's a whole new musical element to it. He performs with the City Rhythm Orchestra. So if you get an opportunity, get out and see the new Joe Conklin show.
See Joe Conklin in the City Rhythm Orchestra at Westchester University, January 26th and 27th. And at the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey, February 25th. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 1039 FM.
Over 30 protesters were arrested after blocking traffic on I-76 while calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. 5 people were injured this morning in a collision between a SEPTA bus and a car. PennDOT crews are trying to repair a sinkhole on Route 202 a couple miles away from the King of Prussia Mall.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Look at you. Your life is under control. Errands done. Leaves raked. It's time to give yourself a reward. You know you've been waiting all day for your favorite tasty cake treat, but which one? There are so many great choices. Is it the delicious Crimpet or the mouth-watering candy cake? No matter what you choose or where you are, it's always time for a tasty cake. So choose what feels right and enjoy. You've earned it and you know you deserve it. Tasty cake, accept no substitutes.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Make recycling part of your holiday season. If you get a new computer, tablet, or cell phone this year, recycle your old one by selling it or donating it to charity. Otherwise, dispose of it at a proper e-waste facility. Recycle your Christmas tree by turning it into wood chips and mulch. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Calling on North Wales to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Okay, Dom Giordano Show. Welcome in at 855-839-1210. You get on board. Here is Fox Business Dan. This will be cut 10. Then we'll take some calls. Talking about what inflation really is, meaning from when Biden took office to now, how much is the price of, take any product, an egg, windshield wiper fluid, whatever it might be. Here's how they calculate it.
21. Since the day President Biden came into office, look at this. Everything is up more than about 17%. The price of goods from food in the grocery store up at 21%. The price of bread alone up about 26% from January 2021 until today. The egg prices up 24% in that time. Milk up almost 17% since January of 2021. The price people are paying for housing to rent and to own is up about 19% since the month President Biden took office.
All right, so there you go. That's what it is, Bob Casey. Well, inflation's down. No. It's baked in. That's what inflation is. That's what we're talking about. Here is Jean-Pierre, the French woman now on inflation. And what they do, here's another tactic, Dan. Here's the fourth one. Biden goes off and talks about, insulin prices or some other slice of something. Not that that's not important. But, everybody's got to have an egg or a loaf of bread, Jonathan Chayet. Or in your case, apparently, you know a lot about cocaine. I wonder what's happening at his Christmas party. Hunter Biden coming? All right, here is what Jean-Pierre said.
Eggs are up 24%. Milk is up 17%. All types of gas is up 37%. And the prices overall are up 17%.
So the president actually spoke to this not too long ago, I believe on Tuesday, actually, just a couple of days ago. And he says, we know there's more work to be done, right? And that things are still unaffordable. And so while the prices, as you just mentioned, of eggs and gas and milk and toys and TVs are down, especially in this time as we're heading into a
What's down?
Do you want me to wait a minute? Or
Yeah, no, 17%, lady. Yes.
holiday season, as we're in the holiday season, there's more work to be done. And that's important. And that's why we're fighting to lower insulin. That's why we talk about junk fees and how we can save Americans money, right? That's why we continue to talk about health insurance premiums. That's why the president's going to make an announcement about what we were able to do with one of the provisions that's in the Inflation Reduction Act that only Democrats voted for, not Republicans, in order for seniors to get rebates on their Medicare. So all of those things are truly important. And so that's why he's doing everything that he can to do that. And you have Republicans on the other side of the aisle, right, who are talking about cutting taxes for the wealthy, big corporations, right, who are talking about cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So the president's going to continue to fight for the American people, continue to make sure they have a little bit of breathing room. Is there more work to be done? Absolutely. But we have seen some prices go down in all of the products that I just listed. There's still more work to be done, and we're going to continue to do that work.
They're not going down, okay? That's not the benchmark. The benchmark is from when you came into office till now. So these things would have to go down by 17%, in one case 26%. Now, you can take the normal rate of inflation. I don't know. Let's say it was 2%, Dan, and subtract that from 26. So it's only up 22. You cannot just run this endless loop. People are not stupid, despite the fact that they think people will buy this stuff. It's not working. All right, our side question today, give us something that you think should make a comeback. We started with fashion because of the disco thing, but there could be any number of things.
Great one just came in on Twitter. This is from Michelle, who's usually a troll, but she actually has a fantastic answer today. I think she is. I'm sorry if you're not. She says the Pizza Hut lunch buffet. You remember that thing?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't they bring that back? She says the building being a hut shape instead of the box also. But I think we all love that Pizza Hut lunch buffet that they never should have gotten rid of. And Marcus writes in Radio Shack, something close to probably both of our hearts. Spent a lot of time in those stores.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the appeal of Radio Shack, though? They always wanted to know your personal information about stuff.
Well, I just told Maisie that I want to start a new hobby. My next hobby that I'm going to get into is I want to build a gaming PC, a computer from scratch. And back in Indiana, they used to have something called Fry's Electronics, which was similar to Radio Shack, where they actually sold components of computers inside. And that's what it was so valuable for, is if you had an electronic device where you needed a component to fix it, you would go to Radio Shack. Now you got to order it online or find it somewhere. And it's just a pain. It was so easy just to walk in a Radio Shack and have what you needed to fix your stuff. And I remember even when I was younger, in college even, I was, nerding around with radios and stuff, and I'd go get transistors and all. It was a great spot. I miss it.
All right. So, all right. I didn't see the allure of that, but that's what we're looking for. All right. David in Somerset has got an interesting one. David, what's yours?
Hey, Dom, how are you? Hey, by the way, for Dan, there you can buy bare bone kits online. The one I used to buy from, well, I don't know if I don't want to say the name, but Tiger Direct. But you bare bone kits, you just put it in and search, and you put the whole computer together. I mean, the motherboard comes, you just have to put the CPU on it and, test it out and everything. But it makes it kind of fun to put together your own computer.
Thanks for the info. Appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Dom, the ABA basketball, and especially with the 3-point shot today, that ball, when it's spun in the air, it looks so majestic, the red, white, and blue. And it would just, the orange ball is classic, but that ABA ball really used to capture my attention.
Well, as a shooter of some renown, I would tell you I don't like the ABA ball simply because it spins in and out, at least to me.
I have proof that the ABA ball is the way to go, because if you have a show of basketball players wanting to put on a circus and they want the most entertaining product on the court, what ball are they going to use? The Harlem Globetrotters use what ball?
Again, you guys don't want shooters, though, to benefit. There's something, I don't know if it's bigger or it's
majestic. It's when it's spinning.
David, George McGinnis passed away. Not that I think the Sixers should have ever gotten him. One of the stars from the ABA.
Yeah, I saw that. I was, I remember as a kid when I was a big Dr. J fan, and when he went to the Sixers, I became a fan. I was in the 5th grade or something, but I do remember McGinnis there, and I was always thinking to myself, why doesn't he get out of the way and let the doctor go to work?
Yeah, exactly. That is a good one, though. I just think to my eye, it just looks like it's going to spin in and out. It's not as easy to shoot a ball as it is to shoot the NBA ball.
I feel like I'm treading in rough waters with this one, Dom. Marcus, I'm asking an Italian guy this. Plastic slip covers on couches he wants to see make a return.
Oh, God. Yeah, no.
You're against them.
Yeah, particularly in the summertime. It's one of the worst things about Italians in South Philly.
It's so true.
Plastic slip covers. It's like we only use the good stuff when company comes over. The good cereal. Maybe there's a seat that doesn't have the.
You ever sit on it with shorts on and your skin accidentally sticks to it?
Yes. Oh. It is almost a superstition thing in South Philly.
And why is it like such every Italian household you walk into, there's at least one wrapped couch.
It's protecting the couch so it has longer lasting type of stuff.
Is it because of all the gravy that's eaten on couches? Just to protect it from the red sauce?
No, it's by the way, Larry Krasner, if you missed it, slurred Italians by calling this new bill a lasagna of lies. Lasagna. Wonder if he's got Italians on his staff. Okay, 855-839-1210. You can hit us with that as a side question today. And again, this Krasner stuff really has me intrigued. This will cut 6, Dan. Here is the newest. See, they get at the original narrative out there. Now they're adding to it, the media, when it comes to Hunter Biden. They keep on adding, boy, these Republicans want to jeopardize his recovery now. He's beyond insufferable. I would argue, I know some people would call, I can't stand Pelosi. Hunter Biden is it for me. Here is the face of privilege, still whining after all that he's done, after all that he's gotten away with. And listen to this MSNBC reporter, a lot of emotional toll on President Biden if Hunter were to relapse.
I think is notable here, Andrea, is that, yes, you are right that the White House typically, when it comes to Hunter Biden's legal woes and developments, doesn't like to weigh in, likely just referring those to his own personal attorneys, to the Department of Justice. But today, an administration official is telling us that they actually found Hunter Biden's words outside the Capitol this morning, quote, powerful and forceful, to try to lay out where they view this and how the White House really also views this in terms of where President Biden has said on the record multiple times that he really believes and has argued that anything that links him to his son's potential business dealings here that are problematic is, in the president's own words, a bunch of lies. That's what he called it just last week when he was asked. And when we know he has weighed in on this, he has made a point to really speak to the personal connection here, of course, between a father and son, saying that he supports Hunter, that he loves him, and that he wants to continue to see him rebuild his life. That's what so much of this is about for the president, of course, because there is a fear among those very close to the president who we've spoken to that if Hunter Biden were to relapse or if anything were to happen, that would be something that would, of course, take such an emotional toll on the president, that would weigh so heavily on him and the first lady, that's something that's always really in the back of his mind. And so you saw there earlier today, Hunter Biden even thanking his parents for everything they did to support him as he has been on this road to recovery.
All right. So now we've taken the addict. He gets away with everything because he was an addict. Now, if you're pursuing this guy for and pursuing Joe Biden, now you're risking a relapse. You know, somebody in the addiction field, somebody in the field who helps addicts, is treated, somebody's got to step up and say, stop it already. Stop it. You are beyond disgraceful. This whole mechanism here of using that, of using the addiction to get away with it. Everything was about that. You know, the same people, the same low-rent people, the Bidens, who last year only put up six Christmas stockings. This year, they wouldn't put up any because people were on them saying, where's the seventh? Where's the daughter in Mississippi? They are beneath contempt. I mean, you know, the Trump baggage, he gets it. These people skate on it, particularly Jill Biden. What kind of grandmom or whatever surrogate leader of the family wouldn't say, Joe, you got to put up the seventh stocking? No, I bet she's there right there looking at paper and saying, well, my doctorate, I don't think we have to put up I think there's a way out of here, Joe. My God, the relapse now. We have to worry about this guy.
South Philly mom has a really interesting or funny angle. She goes, I wonder why they never discuss how Hunter got clean. Did he need a safe injection site? If not, it might prove that rehab does indeed work.
Exactly. Yeah, we've never heard how he got clean, how he came through all of this. He's going to go to jail ultimately in this. I know it's a long, long road. And that's what I want. I'll be honest. You know, if it bank shots into Joe Biden, so much the better, as it should. The impeachment inquiry, I think, is fine. I do think there's enough evidence to go forward with that. Now, I don't know about the formal impeachment. We'll have to see what they turn over. I don't want to do impeachment just tit for tat. Got to look at it politically. You don't want to do anything right now. It's going to push anybody toward Joe Biden. He is on the ropes. The latest polling, I'm almost thinking this can't be. Trump is easily ahead now in Michigan. I'm not sure that I buy it. I got to be honest. I'm not counting that one yet. The one I'm looking at is right where we are. And I know what's going to win it or lose it in the end. It's going to be close. These things always tightened up. It's going to be mail-in balloting. It's going to be knocking on doors, getting that done. That's what's going to win Pennsylvania. If they go into it the days before with a 400 or 500 or more thousand cushion of mail-in ballots, that's big trouble. All right. So 855-839-1210. Dan, okay, yes.
Did you see the text message we just got?
No, I heard a text message go off here. I couldn't look at it.
It was Robin. Robin from Protect Our Coast, New Jersey, spokesperson. He said he just received word that the vote on the clean energy bill has been canceled.
Ah,
yeah.
Excellent. So that's the bill we talked about with him on Monday or sometime soon, saying that they were going to codify into law the ability of Murphy to shove big wind down our throats. So the fact that it's been canceled now, this is the time where they have to strike, Dan. If they can't strike now with people retiring and they don't care how they vote, they're never going to be able to strike. All right, so that's good news on that front. And again, throughout this year, if I had to say the one issue that people have taken to that seems out of left field, one of the biggest, the whales, the wind, the Jersey Shore. It has been remarkable how many people see it so clearly. Some of it is you see the antagonism of film, the smugness, the arrogance, the king of hair. And people have reacted to that. Well, Tammy Murphy is of the same ilk. She's going to push for the very same things. So, yeah, let's get Robin on for a couple of minutes. We'll have him coming up to give you the details on that. On the show, if you're new, we don't just try to moan and groan all the time about what's going wrong. We try to celebrate when there's a win. There have been several this week. And ongoing, we're going to have more. And this is another win. Realize what you're up against in Jersey. This is a very, very entrenched progressive state. To have them delay this vote is good news. Dan, before we go to Robin, any updates on our listener contest? Do we have a winner yet, or we still have some time in that?
No, you still got about half an hour to vote on our currently open contest for 2023 Dom Show Caller of the Year. It's the first round right now. It's the fourth matchup, the final matchup of the first round. And Dom, currently it's wow, my computer just froze. Why are you doing this to me,
It was, all right, so it's Drew against the Earl of Tacony.
Yep, Drew against the Earl of Tacony.
Right.
And it's still a blowout, I can tell you that. Sadly, it's 80.6% in favor of Earl to 19.4% in favor of Drew.
All right. We need a comeback here, at least to make this closer here, if you feel that way.
Yeah, 39 minutes left at Dom Show 1210 to vote. And then coming up at 2 o'clock, we're going to have our first matchup in the, I guess that would be the
semifinals.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, it would be the Arrow of Tacony, Leslie, an upset, Scott of Mount Laurel, and the fourth one is...
Yeah, so next round, it's going to be Scott and Mount Laurel versus Leslie.
Right.
And then on the other side, if it goes as in Earl's way as it looks like it might, it's going to be Earl versus Bruce.
That's
a big matchup, Earl versus Bruce,
That is a very big matchup. All right, we'll get a quick update from Robin Schaefer. Coming to your call. Let me take one quickly here so we don't have everybody holding. Tom and Cinnaminson. Hey, Tom, what is it you want to have come back?
I'd like to see if they're gone. I think they're gone. The Carvel brand ice cream cakes.
I have great news for you. They're not gone.
They're not gone.
I just bought one this past weekend for my dad's birthday.
Yeah, they're there. Get out there and get one. Yes.
I don't think they still have via
I feel like an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's okay.
Sorry. I feel like an idiot.
Well, no, that's okay, Tom. Go and get one and celebrate.
I don't think they have like Fudgy the Whale anymore, though, do they?
They used to have one a block from the L terminal, Frankfurt L terminal.
Okay. They have their, and the places I go to, they have their own display in the back of the store.
And they still do sell Fudgy the Whales too.
There you go.
Man.
All right, Tom.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, don't be sorry.
It's
I'm glad you called it. We can help out with that. Don't be under that.
I got to pick one up on my way home. Those
yeah,
are so
there you
good.
go.
Man.
Stop with that Fudgy the Whales. That's all right. Robin Schaefer, 855-839-1210, and your calls. Get in. Don't wait to the very end. Something that you think should make a comeback. Fashion was where we started, but it could go anywhere. And this is a big day. Do you realize Larry Krasner now may have lost authority potentially over his nonsense of half the city, or I put it at half or more of the city of Philadelphia taken away, and the news media doesn't know how to react to this. We're reacting to it because we heard from one of the guys that pushed it. 855-839-1210. Let's talk about FanDuel for a moment. This holiday season, all your wishes are coming true on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. FanDuel has all your favorite bucks, from bets from moneyline to point spreads, player props, same-game parlays. They're all there. And you will really like the FanDuel app. Very easy to use. There's no better time to get in on the action. You do not have to be a football expert. Visit FanDuel.com/Dom, FanDuel.com/Dom. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, it's John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210. If you or someone you know has been diagnosed with cancer or undergoing treatments that cause severe fatigue or brain fog, medical hydration may be right for you. Dr. Molly Fantasia of Innovative Medical Associates has more than 30 years experience in helping cancer patients to improve their quality of life.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges.
Dom, great to be back with you today, and it is great news. There was a bill that was going through the Assembly and the Senate in Trenton called the so-called Clean Energy Act of 2024, but there was nothing clean about it. And what it really amounted to was a backdoor attempt by the Murphy administration to give billions more through the renewable energy credit market to offshore wind. We just found out today that they've pulled that bill. So through the pressure that was put on the legislature from groups like Protect Our Coast, but also Save the East Coast, Defend Brigantine, Save LBI, there was a lot of pressure brought to bear. And I think our legislators are kind of looking at the tea leaves. On the eve of the anniversary, the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party, they're definitely reading the tea leaves and realize this is a very unpopular move in the state of New Jersey. It really is, and I think the base level hypocrisy that was in this bill, I mean, it was shocking even for liberals and Democrats to put this forward. The fact that they considered the methane that was produced from landfills and sewage treatment facilities clean, and you could burn that and make all the electricity you want in the state of New Jersey under this act, but you can't burn fossil fuels. So, a fart produced in 2023 or 2024, you can burn that, but you can't burn a dinosaur fart. So, absolutely. It would be an absolute disaster for the state of New Jersey to have someone who has pushed a radical climate agenda in our schools, like Tammy Murphy, to have even more authority and even more say over what is going on in the state of New Jersey, but also nationally. So we do have to keep our eye on the ball. This is not going away. And even though they pulled this bill, I would expect, like every bad penny, it'll eventually turn back up. Absolutely, and once people get acquainted with these issues, like you and your listeners, they're dead set against it. They understand that we are not, denying science. We're actually following the science here. The best thing for Mother Nature is to leave Mother Nature the hell alone, and we're going to fight like hell to keep that and preserve that for our sport and commercial fishermen. We're going to preserve the coast from industrial development for all the people that love to come down to the Jersey Shore every summer from Philadelphia, from Pennsylvania, from all over New Jersey and beyond. Yeah, they can learn more at protectourcoastnj.com. Thanks, Tom. Have a great weekend.